go on record and commence the February 20th meeting of the Building Facilities Construction Committee. Yeah, there we go. The first item on the revised agenda of 220 is green energy. And Bill, your wisdom is requested on this issue.
Well, I don't know about that. But, in your packet, I had printed a 11 by 17, which gives an accounting of the designation grant expenditure. This is fairly final, okay? So this should be what it is. The one bill we're waiting for is from LightSmart, and they were our audit and design firm. We are working with them they have to do a project closeout in order to present a report to National Grid and the town. And so that's a lingering $2,800 roughly. And that's the only unexpended portion of the project. We do also expect to receive.
I'm very sorry, Shirley, that we commenced without you. I
Go
apologize.
right ahead.
Shirley, I told him to
Sorry.
wait.
He did. He was your strongest advocate.
Well, we talked yesterday.
Ginger tried to, but her voice was muffled.
He comes
Go-
to play.
Go right ahead.
That hurts. That hurts.
What can only say is,
Personality's not infectious.
you're
Sorry,
this guy, but-
sorry to be late. Go ahead, keep going.
So in your packet, Shirley, there's a table for the Green Communities Designation Grant that should be pretty final in terms of the accounting. The outstanding invoice that we're waiting for is from our audit and design firm, LightSmart, which is about $2,800.
Okay.
And that's the only lingering invoice we expect to receive.
Sure.
We also expect to get, in addition to the designation of 145, almost 146,000, we expect that MAPC will be giving us 27,000 and National Grid will be giving us 34,000 for the project.
Okay.
And so those are reimbursement grants that we'll get after we actually finish and close out the project entirely. But these numbers are pretty solid at this point. Okay. So that's it. That's just a summary. That's pretty much done. Next Wednesday, I'm meeting with a person from the DOER, Kelly Brown, at the library to look at the completed projects.
Okay.
In addition to that, I did receive an email, and I thought I had it in, yeah, it's in your packet. We now can qualify for the competitive grants for the green communities. So this is the email I just received the other day, and I also put in your packet a list of potential projects that would qualify for funding under the Green Communities Program. And so those are some things we're looking at. We'd like to get hard prices, firm proposals. We expect we'll use CMRPC again for the reporting. Applications are due March 22nd, so that's 2 days after our next meeting. So, unless you have specific direction or ideas on projects, I was going to take direction from the town administrator on which projects to submit for, and then go from there.
I certainly have no objection to that, although I do remember the highway barn many years ago being a point of emphasis of the study that we did. I don't know if any work has been ever done on the interior of that, where the trucks are stored.
Yeah, it's, let's see if it's on the list.
It is,
Let's
right in the
start
middle.
there.
There's a couple.
Okay, so interior lighting and weatherization, those are the two items. Let's see what the payback is. Projected annual savings.
I think those were the
So
two.
that's about $5,000 annual savings projected. 4,000.
The schools being the bigger issues, I take it.
The schools qualify, and this is something I'm gonna be working with Matt on. We just got the notice, it's a quick turnaround, so we gotta kinda plan to move quickly, because we do wanna solicit some firm price proposals for the projects that we think are relevant. You know, and I'll report back at our next meeting where we're at and what we've decided to pursue. But certainly, if you have input or feedback, and it's not limited to these projects, if we have other projects that you think might be appropriate, we're open to that.
Excuse me.
I do have one thing to question. On the library, the boiler replacement,
Yes.
yesterday, and Mike, you were there, at the Capitol meeting, and Justin was in, you know, for presentation and
Yes.
some things, and, it almost sounds like their heating system is fine the way they are, but you might wanna question that.
And I had
What,
looking over your stuff, you know, that you had sent in the email, I was looking at the boiler replacement today, and it said it would take like 80 years to
and that's
recover.
the issue with the boiler replacement.
That
Right.
money? Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I guess they would like to get rid of it out of there, and they need more like.
I've heard both sides of that.
Okay, they're talking about they only need some small amount of hot water to wash hands at the sink and soap
Right,
sinks, but
right.
you might wanna question that before. we-
Okay, yeah, we can certainly talk to them about it.
That's
and-
not a
Right?
priority.
No, but just,
Yeah,
it
Justin
is
had
on
talked,
here.
Justin
so-
had talked about it, and he had said that he had talked with Bill about it, and Bill's suggestion, which was a good one, to wait and make sure we have no issues with this new hyperheat
True.
stuff before they dismantle this boiler that was in there.
They don't need hot water to wash their hands.
Wow.
They
No?
need cold water, lots of soap and lots of friction. And, but do it long enough.
But, and I hear you, and yes, that's true. The only thing is, you know, it's really not that expensive to put in a
No, but
small.
I'm just saying.
Can I have
they
that in
don't-
an email so I can bring it home to my wife?
You can Google it anytime you want.
No, she don't let me use the computer.
Oh, sorry. They absolutely don't need hot water to wash hands.
So, I mean, it's just, what I'm saying is it's something to look into before we,
It is, I have
Or you
talked with
can-
Justin about it, I talked with Matt about it.
Sure.
We did actually get a price proposal
I saw
for it
that,
as part
yeah.
of the first round.
yeah.
It was decided to,
we-
let's monitor the new system, make sure everybody's happy for a period of time.
Sure.
The replacement cost isn't, well, let's see what it is. It's,
Wasn't that much. I think it was like 35,000 or something.
37.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's based on their audit, which, you know, I think is probably a little high, but
Yeah.
that's my gut feeling.
Didn't Adam say last meeting that they wanted to use it as like a backup?
They do.
Boiler.
And on the really cold days, they're not sure that the hyper-heat system will do what it needs to do, so they do want to have that as backup. And, you know, and that's why I say,
Let it
there'll be other
stay.
rounds
Yep,
that we
okay.
can go for. Let's,
Sure.
Yeah.
at this point, and, you know, I'll have conversations over the next couple of weeks with Matt and Justin and
Yeah.
Adam. And a few projects will rise to the surface that we think are appropriate to submit for
No, I have no
grants.
problem with that.
Yeah.
Who made this up?
This came from our consultant, ECI,
How recent did they do that?
2017, the end of 2017.
On the top, it says 2015.
Yeah, it
I'm not
does.
trying to, the very top in the middle.
Oh, that's from the data, but the report was from 2017. It's online at today's agenda, so you can see it if you want.
Do we know how accurate this is now?
I think they're conservative values in terms of
No,
cost.
I mean the list.
As to what
All right,
needs to be
forget about all
done.
these figures.
The way the report works,
Yeah.
and when it was presented, we went through this, it's a live report, okay? So Some of these projects may fall off, we may add other projects that
Right.
aren't on there.
Yeah.
It's not fixed in stone.
Yep.
It was, at that point in time, that's the list they came up with.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we plan on submitting. At this point, we're not sure which one, we just got the notice, so we're working on it. I'll report back at the next meeting.
Sounds reasonable. So the next item on the agenda, there's no further issues to be raised, no questions posed, is the Bad Luck Pond Outlet Bridge. And I'm just curious, if I could, before that, is it Bad Luck Pond or is it Laurel Lake?
It's Crystal Lake.
Crystal?
Yeah.
So it's actually, in fact,
I've always
Crystal.
known it as Crystal or Bad
Everybody
Luck.
calls it.
But Crystal Lake, the one from Friday the 13th, Crystal Lake. Is that right, Crystal Lake? Was it? No.
I didn't watch
Isn't that
that
Crystal?
shit.
I apologize. I am the only Vulgarian at the table. I can see that.
That's what I was.
I can see that. Okay. Now I'm really confused. So whatever this body of water is, wherever it might be, is the second agenda.
This is
item.
also known as the Cedar Street Bridge. Okay, so as you can see in your packet, we got a letter from Mass DOT. We notified whether that we have been approved for, under their small bridge program, an award of $500,000 to make improvements to the Cedar Street Bridge. Now, you may recall, we recently did some work on the bridge, and that was a temporary fix. I want to be clear about that. That was never intended to be a permanent solution. Some of the feature, and Mass DOT, quite frankly, helped the town in the review. It was an issue of expediency, it was an emergency project, and we went forward with it at minimal cost in order to just simply make it travelable for a short period of time. So, they started a grant program for small bridges throughout the Commonwealth. This project didn't qualify in the first round, but it did on this round. So, we're in the process of working with Greenman Pedersen on preparing a scope and a budget and a schedule that we're gonna submit to Mass DOT. You'll see in the series of documents I gave you that they're looking for a number of things by the mid-March for us to submit in order to reserve those funds. But we have been awarded the value of $500,000 to do the work on the project. We expect and are hopeful to have it be wide enough for 2 vehicles and perhaps a sidewalk as well. So that's what we're looking at.
There are no questions or issues to be raised on that item agenda matter. We can move on to the municipal fire alarm.
There's no new news to report on the fire alarm or the gym windows, which is the next item. I haven't had a chance to work on those. I plan for the next meeting to have something to report back for you on that. With regard to the police department windows, so moving right down the agenda, I did receive an email from GRLA. I did ask them to update their proposal, their price proposal, and get a firm scope from them. And George just literally emailed me an hour or two ago saying that he just got my email. I don't understand, because I sent it about a month ago. And
Excuse me.
and he will be getting me something shortly. So, again, the 3 of those projects, the fire alarm, gym windows, and the police department windows, I expect to have some progress made in terms of soliciting proposals on those for the next meeting.
And then number 6, the local designer selection procedures.
Okay, in your packet, I have 2 documents. And as you may recall, and also at the bottom of the agenda, under the IG Bulletin Designer Selection Designer Bids, the values for procurement have changed. Our current designer selection procedures, and this is designers for building construction projects, so vertical construction. We need to update this to reflect the current procurement numbers. So what I've done is I've I've distributed what we currently have, and then I've distributed the state's model. So maybe perhaps at the next meeting, we can go through these documents and then make a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen on revisions to this document,
Okay.
to update it for the current situation. So you have homework.
If I'm not, does that take us to the end of the agenda?
We
don't have any
I
meeting
do want to
minutes?
bring up one thing, if that's okay. Annual reports are due. What I plan on doing is I'll draft it, I'll have the chairman review it and approve it, and I'll share it with the committee after that, if that's okay.
That sounds entirely reasonable and appreciated.
Okay. And that's all.
So if there are any issues to be raised, questions, I would ask
Do you have
somebody.
one thing? Are we having problems with minutes?
We did not get the minutes from Mary for this meeting, so that's why they're not included.
Yeah, I guess is it just this room?
What do you mean?
Well, there was some problems with some of the other committees.
In terms of what?
Getting them. They're not.
Well, we didn't have any minutes because we didn't have
No,
an
but I
official
mean, I think
meeting
we
last
had
time.
one before, no? That we didn't,
Well, that's a good
we
point.
couldn't approve.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
wasn't
even think
really-
about that. It wasn't a
It
quorum,
wasn't a
so.
quorum,
No, but
so
I mean,
we
we
wouldn't
Right,
have
we
No, I
any.
couldn't
understand.
approve, we couldn't approve
We didn't have a
minutes.
quorum.
More than enough,
The
did it?
last
No.
time?
Listen,
Yeah,
Well, you did it.
No, you weren't.
he tried calling.
Sean wasn't here.
Of course, always me.
Anyhow, something to maybe check on, because they had.
Yeah, well, yeah. I will check with Mary, but which committee specifically?
No, I think Capital
Capital?
is having problems too, but I think Suzanne will,
Oh,
Oh, Suzanne, no, Matt said that Suzanne had, for those two meetings, you didn't have a quorum for multiple meetings because you were missing.
this,
that's right.
Oh, the
I forgot about
December
that.
yeah,
of 2018. We'd never approved them because we didn't have a quorum last meeting.
okay.
Right.
Well, that's what I
So we could do them
mean.
tonight. But the last time we met, we wouldn't have any minutes.
That's right, too. I didn't put that, the previous one on the agenda,
Yeah.
because I was thinking they were approved. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what I'm saying, we couldn't
Yes, yes,
approve
yes.
them last meeting.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
But we did get them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take care of that.
So do you want to do the minutes or no?
Thank you.
I don't, what is does the body feel comfortable doing the
Oh,
minutes?
do I have minutes to do?
They
No,
would be
you-
from December
last
19th.
Last meeting
I
they
don't
were
have the
distributed,
minutes
so.
right now.
Whose folder is that? Maybe they're in there.
Let's see, who was there?
They would have been distributed
John,
last meeting.
myself, Mike, and Cheryl.
You can,
You
you
got your
wanna
phone?
read mine?
I'll get you.
The mic.
No.
Mike,
I trust Linda.
Well, I
She has
did-
amendments to be
she's
made.
good.
She's
I
gonna-
did have one
So this is the
correction,
December 19th
yeah,
minutes.
and actually it has an exclamation point for the one,
That was a Wednesday, right?
on the nine.
Tell Mary. She's listening.
I don't think we should amend that. I think we should leave that for posterity.
if Ginger doesn't have it.
I wasn't here, it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
And the first one on green energy, it's about the LED street lighting. It says there has been one complaint regarding the LED street lighting shining in a dwelling's window. And then it goes on to say the light will be shielded.
They didn't shield that light yet, it still goes in the.
I think it was never said that we would make sure it got shielded. I think it was just brought up where I think I said, didn't we have shields available?
Yeah.
Not that it would be shielded.
We do have shields available, it's a matter of installing them, and there's a process we have to go through with National Grid, believe it or not, in order to do so.
So
Um,
it's not, was never,
It has not been installed yet, and
but it will be?
if we do a subsequent project, I do have a price proposal from Arden, who did the installation, to do a number of things. And that would be an easy thing for them to include in that project if we
Okay,
do it.
but at the time these minutes were talked about, I don't think it was ever determined then the
No.
light will be shielded. So that can be stricken? 'Cause I don't think
That's
that
fine.
was
That sounds reasonable.
determined.
That's fine.
Okay.
Do you want it back?
So I make a motion to approve the amended minutes for December 19th, 2018.
As amended, with the
As
proposed
amended.
amendment.
Yes.
Yeah, the
A second.
matter's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? One. So I believe that it carries by 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, no. Mike, did you say anything at all?
No, I was still thinking, and you just jumped to every other thing.
That was that strange,
I agree, we'll approve them.
Oh, excellent.
You just didn't give me you just like went, "Nah," and
That's
that was
true.
it.
That's true.
So, I was just trying to
I'm notorious
wait
for
until
that.
you stopped talking. I didn't know how long that was gonna be, but I figured I'd wait.
Now, that's ironic. That is ironic.
Can I make a motion to adjourn?
Please.
Second.
As it's been multiply seconded. All in favor? Aye. The matter carries. We adjourn at 7:25, 7:25 PM. Wow.
Good job.
Good job, Sean.
When I